Hi all, this is Gopal from LCIPL. I welcome each one of you for this Advanced Excel webinar. Most of you may or may not have heard about LCIPL, so we'll take few minutes to introduce our organization. LCIPL is Learning Canada India Private Limited, which is into corporate training. I have been into this for more than a decade now. We at LCIPL deliver IT technology training programs and soft skill programs to corporates. In IT technology, we predominantly deliver software technology programs. Today we deliver close to 125 technologies. To name few of them, it would be MS Office, Java, Microsoft Technologies, database, business intelligence tools, multiple scripting languages, both manual and automation testing, embedded technologies, and mobile applications. We do deliver latest on mobile technology Xamarin too. Similarly, in soft skill, depending on the level of participants, we deliver basic to advanced training programs. For the junior employees, we deliver trainings on communication skill, business etiquette, time management, personality development, and many others. For middle level management, we deliver programs like problem solving, conflict resolution, team dynamics, and many others. For the senior level programs, we have a different set of trainers who deliver trainings on leadership skills, negotiation skills, stress management, and multiple others. Today, we deliver trainings to more than 100 plus clients. These clients are both in Bangalore as well as across Pan-India. We recently delivered our first program in Dubai too. To name few of our esteemed clients, they are Sasken, G Healthcare, Ariba, Symphony Teleca, ABB, Schneider Electrical, L&T Infotech, Mindtree, Nows, etc. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Rupam, who would be today's presenter. Mr. Rupam is a Microsoft certified trainer with more than 10 plus years of training experience. He delivers trainings on MS Excel, VBA macros, PowerPoint, MS Access, Open 365, and Power BI. He too has delivered programs to multiple corporates like Sasken, Symphony Teleca, Ariba, Deloitte, IBM, Wipro, and Majid Al Futtaim, Dubai. I would request all of you to take this valuable time of yours and utilize his expertise and have some takeaways from this program. Now I hand over the session to Mr. Rupam. Good day to you all. Hi all. This is Gopal from
Thanks, Gopal. Hi, this is Rupam, and I'll be taking you through this session, this demo session, this webinar on Advanced Excel. Now, since this is on Advanced Excel, so we would presume that you already have some exposure to Excel, wherein you know how to create worksheets and workbooks and work with them, create fonts, and working with ranges, cell references, and all those stuff. So we will take it from here. And Advanced Excel, though it's a very huge, like a vast topic, however, we will be taking a couple of examples from Advanced Excel. And today's agenda is basically focused on these two features of Advanced Excel. The first thing I would take you through interactive formatting and how to achieve it in data tables. how to work with them, advanced conditional formatting that we say. And the second one, we will be talking about something called dynamic lists. So how to create, we know how to create lists, but how to create dynamic lists is something that I'm going to share with you. So with the common tools, with common Microsoft Excel. So for this particular session, for this particular demo, I'm using Microsoft Excel 2013. So these features that I'm going to show you is also available in other sessions, other versions as well. So without taking much of your time, let me quickly go to Excel and show you the things. Like, see, for today's demo, I have taken two data sets. One is, the first one would be on sales data. So it's a very simple data. Okay, just let me, we have different data sets, but I'll be predominantly taking up this two data sets for today's presentation, today's webinar. The first one that I would like to choose is on a sample sales data. So let Excel open. So I'll just give you a glimpse of what this data is. So this is mainly on, you can say that a electronics digital store, maybe, which is operating in from different parts of Karnataka, let's say Mysore, Bangalore. They have their stores and they have recorded their sales. Under these sales lead, they have people assigned for sales, and they sell items, electronic items, based on these groups, like laptops, televisions, smartphones. And these are their figures that they have already sold in this past month or past year. And this is the total sales. This is a pretty simple data database, we can say. Now, why do we need this conditional formatting? The first thing. Now, if you have a huge data and you want to highlight some parts or a particular part of the data, then the conditional formatting is the best tool to do that. Now, let's say your boss, your management wants all the laptops to be highlighted, like all the places where laptop word is written, that has to be highlighted. So you know that it is very simple. You go to conditional formatting, you take your cursor over that particular column, go to conditional formatting, go to new rule, and go to the second option, and you say cell value is equal to, and then you write laptop, which is very simple. And then you go to this and select a color and say okay. So things looks absolutely fine. And if you go to Format Painter and you copy this formatting, see, it is happening fine. So laptops are highlighted, but this is not the end objective. The objective is how to make it interactive, how to smartly work for it. Why I'm telling you, just giving a reason. Let's say today you have highlighted these laptops. Tomorrow your management or your boss says, no, no, I don't want laptops to be highlighted. I want digicams to be highlighted. You invest some time, you remove this formatting, you again do the formatting. So whatever time you invest, then again, the moment you go to the management with digicam, they say, I want something else. I want something else to be highlighted. Maybe I want the quantities to be highlighted, total sales to be highlighted. So many things, they will come up. The moment you show them something, they will come. They are bound to come up with new things. Now, how to minimize this? See, if you are doing it manually every time, then you are not efficient. You are not working smartly with Excel. So now I'm going to tell you something, a very regular option through which you can convert this table to a smart table. First of all, I would clear off these rules. So everything is just like a normal table. Now, before I proceed to the conditional formatting, which is interactive one, I would like to beautify this table also. So this is looking like a black and white table. Let me first of all go here and then format this table. See, how do I do this? I can just select any one of these designs, and Excel understands that I would like to format this as a table. And it says that you have some data at the top. Would you like to treat them as headers? I say yes. The moment I say OK, it converts my data into a table which looks very good, colorful. And the best part is you don't have to invest time to color it every time. You just have to point to the table, change the color, and it works directly. So this is one benefit. So before we proceed to the actual conditional formatting, let's understand how to format the table itself. This is one feature. Secondly, you can see that the filters have already appeared here. So you can see that all the filters are at the top, and moreover, when you go down this data, you watch this particular place. See this column headings and these headers. You can see that immediately the moment you go scroll down, your column headers changes to the headers of the table. Right. So this is again a benefit of working with a table. It automatically, you don't need to freeze the table to view the headers. So this is again a feature. One more feature. Let's take an example. Tomorrow you decide to add some new columns to this particular table. Let's say here I want average sales, let's say. The moment you press enter, see what happens. Excel understands that you would like to incorporate or you want to include this column within the table, and it applies the design too. Otherwise, you would spend some time to apply these type of colors and all. So it has done automatically. And one good thing, not only design, but formulas are also copied. See, let's take an example. You want to calculate average sales, which is total sales by quantity. You press enter and automatically it copies your formula to rest of the cells. So these are some of the benefits when you use a table, a formatting of a table. So converting a plain data into a table. Now let's come back to our interactive dashboard or interactive table. As I told you how to do interactive conditional formatting. Now for this, see, simply what you can do, you can just write, let's say, group, and here let's write laptop. Now might be you have got an idea of what I'm going to do here. So this time what I will do, I will just click on this particular cell where I want to do the conditional formatting. Then go to conditional formatting, go to new rule the way we did it last time, cell equal to, but this time I'm not going to write laptop here. Instead, what I will do, I will just click on this and then I will highlight this and say OK and say OK. So it gets highlighted and you will see that, okay, we'll say that, okay, the same thing is happening this time as well. But I say no, this is not the same. Watch it carefully. Last time you had fixed the formatting option, means on what basis the formatting will happen, but this time it is dynamic. So instead of laptop, if you just say tablet and press enter, see all the tablets get highlighted, because this formatting is no more confined to this particular actual data. It is actually pointing to this particular cell. So you change something, the things will change here. Again, this is not only confined to text. I'm giving you one more idea of what else you can do. Let's say your boss says that I want to highlight the quantities. So if it is more than 60, then I would consider it for some reward. And I would like to highlight those sales. So I said, okay, fine, boss, you are saying 60. 60 to be a very good sales, and you want these cells to be highlighted based on this particular option, possible. You go here, go to conditional formatting, go to new rule, go here. Now, this time we are not going to do equal. Let's say I'm putting an operator here, greater than or equal to, and I select this number. I go here. I want to put it a bright green color, let's say, because it's a good quantity. And I say, okay. Now what happens? You apply this formatting filter throughout the data, and you can see that anything above 60 has been highlighted. Now this becomes an interactive table. Tomorrow your boss thinks that no, 60 is not a good number. I want to chase up 70. So you can directly see that how data is changing. If you change the number, automatically your conditional formatting is also changing. So this is something very interesting. It's a very good feature of Excel to use conditional formatting, but with a twist, using let's say text or operators and giving some conditions based on some cells or some range, something like this. Now let's move one step forward and say that I don't want my boss to take the pain of entering the group name also, or let's say for the sales lead or whatever you are putting here. Now for that, what we can do, we can go a step ahead here and then see what I have done. I have just kept this name here, and see what I'm going to do. I will just click here, go to data, go to data validation. I'll click here, I'll select list, come here, and I will select this range. See what happens. Your simple looking data has now been converted into a group of values. So now see, it has become an interactive place. You just select some data from here and you can see conditional formatting is being applied. So it's no more a static data. You can change it to view the data like this. So these are the benefits of working with conditional formatting, and you can put interactivity also here. Now this is not the only thing that we can do with this kind of data. We have a sales data and we have some formatting done here. Now this particular data can be converted into something called a dashboard. Now a dashboard is nothing but like this particular data, we can apply something called pivot charts and pivot tables to format it, to consolidate it basically into in a different way. What I have done, I have invested some time and then I have made a sample dashboard for you. You can also try this. This is very simple. For the first time when you look at it, you will feel that, okay, it's a very difficult thing, but believe me, it's easy. So let's see. This is the dashboard that I was talking about. And if you go down, actually what I have done, I have just taken some pivot tables. Some pivot tables are here. And you can see that based on these pivot tables, these pivot charts are made. So if you change something here, it changes here also. Now, objective is not to show you how to make this dashboard, but to show how interactivity can be applied here also. See here, this looks as simple charts that we have made out of that pivot tables. But actually, these are interactive charts. You will see here. Let me just show you. See what I have done after I have created these charts, after I have created this pivot charts, I have linked these charts with these small buttons, better known as slicers. This is actually used for slicing and dicing of data. So what is actually happening if you just select laptop, see your charts will respond to it. So it is no more a static dashboard. So you have converted it into an interactive dashboard. You can remove the filters, and these are just chart filters and nothing else. See, things are changing here. Let's take an example that see how to use this. You want to see your Bangalore sales. You just click here and you will see Bangalore sales, how it is happening. You want to see how um, what is my laptop sales for Bangalore. See, just Bangalore laptop, two conditions applied. And these conditions are actually affecting your pivot tables. You can see pivot tables are affected. Bangalore, like this, it has been selected. And simple, you can always clear off your filters. I will show you how I put this slicers here. It's very simple. Once you make the pivot charts and pivot tables, you click on your pivot chart, and then in insert you will find something called slicer here. You click here, and this is how I have just brought the slicers. Just put a tick and say okay, and that slicer will come here. And then you can actually talk to your charts basis this. So think of a situation where you design a dashboard and you create these slicers, and then you put it in a very good format, good dashboard, and then send it to your management. And then you say that it is an interactive one. You can select all these options visually here and then see how the charts are changing and how the trend is looking like. So this is one good feature, one good thing that I wanted to share with you. This is actually your interactive dashboard, interactive formatting that we have done. In this raw data, we understood how to do this interactive formatting. And after we have done formatting, we have taken this data into a pivot format and then made this pivot tables and pivot charts. And finally, we converted this into a dashboard by using this slicer options. So this is how we can make data interactive, and this data will tell you stories based on whatever you select. So this was one of the examples that I had today for you. If you have any queries regarding these topics that I am talking today, please feel free to ask me and put it in your chat window. And let me tell you one thing, this is just a glimpse of what Advanced Excel has. So there's a load of different options that is there with simple Excel, simple Microsoft Excel 2013. If you have installed in your system, then these are the things that you can work with. And at the end of the session, I'm going to show you something very interesting that will definitely amaze you, and you will be bound to believe that this is also a part of Excel and how business intelligence can be done using simple Excel tools. So don't go away till the end of the session. So, okay, so I have got a question saying, do you have Slicer in 2007? No, Slicer is not there in 2007 version. It has been introduced from 2010 version. Okay. So more of 3D charts, slicers, spark lines, these all features were introduced in 2010. And definitely in 2013, we have come a long way from these slicers and dashboards and making things interactive. So if you want to enjoy these new features, I would request all of you to get the 2013 version, which is the latest one, and you can enjoy all these features. Now the next thing that I'm going to share is available in 2007. This is a very common feature. This is just a function, but how to use this function to demonstrate something very different, that is the objective of this particular demonstration today. So you are using very common tools, but to create something very different. Now this is actually a point of sale terminal, you can say, for a grocery store maybe. And actually they sell these fruits, non-vegetable items and vegetable items. And these are the actual produce under the categories. These are fruits, non-veg and vegetable items. Now they wanted to create a form or a point of sale terminal wherein you will just put the name of the item and it will automatically calculate the rate and total and put a receipt or a point of sale receipt kind of thing. So things are happening here. If I type lemon, it automatically calculates the rate, and if you put some quantity, and it automatically calculates the grand total. This is a very common thing. Now I will highlight something unusual in this particular sheet. First of all, the moment you enter item, this place is filling up with the rate. Now how this rate is coming? You don't see any formula here, but still the rate is getting populated. This is a very common, a very useful feature of Excel, wherein you can hide your formulas and don't let others to work or fiddle with those formulas. So this feature is available in Excel, even in older versions of Excel also. So I'm going to show you how we have hidden this particular formula. Now this particular rate, how it is coming, is just use of a VLOOKUP function. You can see that I have put all these names here and the numbers, the same numbers are here, and I have just used VLOOKUP to find the item and then put the rate. This is very simple. However, the problem is not this. The problem is if you select, you want that if you have a list of items here, so if you select fruit, automatically all the fruit should be listed here. If you select vegetable, all the vegetable items should be selected, put here. So this means that what I'm looking forward is an interactive list which changes based on the produce that is selected. So for this, let me first introduce the list out here, the produce list. Now putting a list, I explained in last example how to put a list. You can just go to data validation and take this. There is another better option. There is another better way to put this as a list. See, how do we do that? Before going to the data, you have to just go to, see, you cannot put this define and range because something is hidden from us. We have put some protection because these cells are hidden. How do you bring it back? You go to review and unprotect your sheet. The moment you do so, see what happens. The VLOOKUP function is visible now. You can see that I had put some VLOOKUP and I had actually hidden the sheet, protected the sheet from users. Okay. So this was what we did. Now we can create a list here for the produce. To create a list, I am going to take a different method. I'll go to define name and then actually I'll show you from the beginning. We will select these three and go to define, and then we say, let's say I name it as produce. I say OK. So you can see that the moment you select these three options, it changes to produce. Now it's very simple to apply this list in this particular cell. You go to data, you go to data validation like this, and you say change the settings. instead of any value, you go to list, and then instead of highlighting these values, you can right here, you can write like this, produce, and say okay. Now you see that the 3 items are populated. So this means that instead of selecting a range, you can also use a name of a range. See what I have done? I have just copied this particular option to all my cells so that anywhere you can go and then select it. Okay, so this was one part of it. But the problem is, what I want is, if I select fruit, all the fruit items should be listed here. This is the actual idea. So for this, first of all, you name these ranges also. You go to formulas, you go to define name, and you say fruit. Make sure that the name that you have mentioned here and the spelling of this particular name should match. Why? I will tell you in a short while. You say okay. This is done. Similarly, for the vegetable, you define name and mark it as vegetable. Make sure that the spelling is same. Similarly, for these 4 items, you name it as non-veg and you say okay. So fruits, vegetables and non-veg items are marked as names here. Now 90% of the task is over. You can proceed with populating the list items. How? You go here, you go to data validation, but the real problem is here. The problem is I don't know what to put as source, whether to put vegetable or fruit or non-veg, because I don't know what will be selected here. User can select anything, fruit or vegetable and non-vegetable, and the item should be populated based on this selection. And here I cannot write like equal to vegetable, comma, fruit, comma, non-veg. It will show all the options. So that is also not feasible. To resolve this issue, Excel has a very useful, a very good function called indirect. Indirect, actually, it resolves the functionality of a value and converts it into a name. So instead of, let's say, what I mean to say here is indirect. Suppose if I'm saying indirect this means C8. This is the cell address C8, and you press like this. You just close the bracket like this. Now indirect is a function which was there in older versions also. This is not nothing new to Excel. But many of us doesn't know how to use this particular function. So that is what that is why I have chosen this particular thing for the demo. See what happens is you say indirect C8 means whatever is written in C8, you don't consider that as a value, but consider that as a name range and refer to that particular name range. You say okay, see what happens. If you have selected fruit, it will give you a list of fruits. Now you want to verify it, whether it works absolutely according to what I am saying. See here, if you select fruit, it is going to give me the names of the fruits. If you select non-veg, what happens? You are given the options to select non-veg. And if you select vegetable, see, your vegetable items are coming. So this is known as dynamic lists. So the lists will be populated based on whatever you select here. Now, so this is how you can create a point of sale. This was just a very small example of how you can change it like this. So you can see that point of sale terminal is working absolutely fine, and you can select any of these produce name here, and then you can select the name, and then you can put the quantity. It is working absolutely fine. Now, with this small example, I'm also I'll also give you a actual usage of this particular function, that internally how it is working. See, we use the function called indirect. Now, what is happening inside? You have written here, suppose indirect, and since we have not taken any reference, so it is absolutely, it has become a relative reference, so it is pointing to C8. Now, internally, what is happening when I'm saying indirect C11? This means it says populate this list based on whatever is written as a name in C, this particular cell, which is C11. So see here, watch this particular space. When I'm clicking here, what is happening? So it is saying indirectly go to this cell C11. Whatever is written there, consider that as the name of a range, and then go to that name range and populate the list. So instead of directly going to that particular place, indirectly go there. So this is the benefit of using indirect function to create dynamic lists. So this was just a small example of what you can do with indirect function, or how to create, how to see what we have done here. We have incorporated two features. One is of a function called indirect, and second, the functionality of data validation. So we are restricting people for entering any other values apart from what we want. And then also we are also restricting people from typing, so that any typing mistake does not happen, because we have got a VLOOKUP function which is going to work on this particular item. So this is this is the second topic that I wanted to take up. Now, if you have any queries regarding this particular topics that I have taken today, please feel free to ask. And believe me, this is just a glimpse of what Advanced Excel has to share with us. There are so many different topics that we have in store for you. So when anybody says Advanced Excel, so there are so many different other topics as well, apart from these two what I have listed over here. And don't go away. I will showcase something else also in Excel, and you will be amazed to see that this is also possible in Excel. So you will be bound to believe that this is also a part of Excel 2013. So please don't go away till the end of the session. And also, whenever we are ending this session, when you end this particular live demo, this webinar, you will be presented with a survey. I would request you to please give us the feedback or the comments of how you like this webinar, or whether the information that was provided was useful to you, and would you be using these all features in your day-to-day working environment. Please let us know that. Now, as I told you that there are so many different other topics related to Advanced Excel, and wherever you are taking up these sessions for Advanced Excel, make sure that you understand these topics. This is just a highlight of what LCIPL also takes up as a program for Advanced Excel. So we have designed a Excel program both in classroom and online mode. So both have their own facilities, but the topics covered are absolutely similar, absolutely same, irrespective of whatever option you choose for the training. And like lookups and pivot, sorting, filtering, these are the common things that you already might have been doing. But reverse lookup, let's say how to do reverse lookup on data, how to use some product to make a dashboard, what are the new features that has been incorporated in Excel in, let's say, last 4 or 5 years. So those all things will be covered as a part of this particular program. And slicers I have just introduced, you just told you what is slicer, but there are so many other topics also that we have in store for you. So make sure you understand these all topics. And what if analysis is also a very powerful tool of Excel through which you can do data consolidation and other options, other quick analysis can be done. Age analysis is also a very important tool in Excel. So like whenever I conduct some sessions in corporate companies, so I often get a query like, we have got so many tickets, so many ticket data, and we don't know where to start from and how to resolve those tickets, how to set the priority. So I give them a thought process, like we can do age analysis. Age analysis is something that's a part of advanced Excel, wherein you calculate the age of each ticket, and using simple calculations of, because each ticket will have a date, registration date, based on which you calculate the day, calculate the time span of the ticket. We also have got advanced Excel functions through which you can calculate business days. And then we say that, okay, fine, once you have calculated the age, you convert that into buckets, bucketize the data. So let's say less than 30 days, greater than 30 days, 60 to 90 days, greater than 90 days. Like that, you convert your data into buckets. And then based on the buckets, what you can do, you can actually segregate, or you can actually create pivot charts and pivot tables. So this is again a part of advanced Excel. So apart from the regular things that we do in Excel, these are something which we take up as a part of advanced Excel. So before we go forward and I show you something very interesting in Excel, let me give you a glimpse of the training sessions that are upcoming in April. And you will see a lot of these kind of demos and examples. And see, this is a webinar, and predominantly that's why I am speaking as a presenter, and I have muted all the participants. But when it is a online training, then participants won't be muted like this. You will be allowed to speak in front of the audience, pose your queries, sit for the assessments, quiz. And the best part is, if you are working on online training, you can attend it from any particular place. And even if you are not able to show up for a particular session, recordings will be available to you post the session, so that you can always go back to them. So when I say recording, this particular session is also getting recorded, and this will be uploaded in the website, and the link will be shared with you, so that you can always go back to this particular webinar and see how I created those dashboards or interactive session or interactive data formatting and conditional formatting and all those stuff, and you can practice it at your own pace. So just to give you a feel of how online training happens. Classroom training is also the traditional way that we always approach for. Like in corporates also, they prefer classroom training, just to give full-fledged, full-day focus on a particular topic and finish it up, so that they can implement this as soon as possible. So these are some of the things that I wanted to highlight. And definitely, as I was talking, like trainings from LCIPL definitely have some value additions. These are interactive, practically oriented. Sessions are recorded and they are made available. Technical support is there, assessment is there, quiz is there. And once you have completed your session, once you have completed your program, proof of learning is also there. Now, and if you have any queries regarding the session or any suggestion or feedback regarding whatever we have discussed, you are free to do so. Please pose your questions or queries to this email address, info@lcipl.com. You can also contact us at this phone number. We'll be happy to help you. And I told you that I'll be sharing something great. Just wait for that particular thing. Just in a couple of minutes, I will start with that particular topic as well. But before we move, any questions that you have regarding whatever topics we have discussed? Believe me, I have not taken help of any other tool or any other external software to showcase these options, to showcase this advanced Excel features. These are purely Excel and the features and benefits of Microsoft Excel to convert data into information. So you can also practice and you can also work in a smarter way. So the idea is that you use these features into your day-to-day work environment, and this is definitely going to reduce the time that you are spending on your work, and the rest of the time you can utilize in some productive work and learn something more and something productive if that makes you efficient. So that is the idea behind conducting these kind of seminars and webinars, so that you get some benefit out of it and apply it to your day-to-day work schedule. So any queries that you have regarding this, please put it in your chat window, and I will definitely try to take all those queries right here and give you the feedback or explain you that particular query of yours. Please feel free to do so. The rest 10 minutes that we have for this webinar, I request all of you to put your queries if you have anything. And as I told you, let's move on to something very interesting, something that will set your thinking in a different track, and you will be forced to ask yourself, is it Excel? Is it Excel? Are you sure? I say yes. Believe it or not, this is Excel. So Excel is no more a simple spreadsheet where you can just put your data, do some filtering, and then pivot charts and pivot tables. It has come a long way from that traditional spreadsheet part, and it is now a BI tool. So self business intelligence is what Microsoft is heading towards. And believe it or not, this is MS Excel. MS Excel now has the facilities to incorporate databases, to incorporate various other data sources and include it into your Excel data sheet and then work on it. So you can see that now you don't require to create a big file using thousands of VLOOKUPs and HLOOKUPs and pivots. You can have your sheets, your data in small tables, as we have done in this particular example, and then you can link them as you do in your databases. So the features of database has now come to Excel, and working through it, once you understand, once you have enough training on that, believe me, it's like a very interesting and impactful feature that Excel has to offer. What I'm talking about is Power BI. So Power BI is again a very interesting and important feature of Excel that in 2013 this has been incorporated in full-fledged. In 2010 also it is there, but you have to add it. You have to install it as a different component. But 2013, these all things are already incorporated in Excel. So I will show you in a minute or two how to incorporate these all things in Excel, how to enable these all features. So this is, believe it or not, this is MS Excel. Again, the next feature of Microsoft Excel. So this is again, see, it looks though it is like a PowerPoint slide, but this is not PowerPoint. This is a part of Excel. You can see this logo. You can see the extension of the file. This is Excel. And Excel now has a feature to convert your data into a PowerPoint presentation within Excel. And then you can create these kind of pivot charts and pivot tables using tiles, and you can have so many different levels of filters here as well. So this is possible. And see, as I told you, that you can actually create pivot charts and pivot tables based on multiple multiple data sets. So this is again a very good feature of Excel. And in case you have any data which has some geographical significance, like you see this particular data has got city, country, latitude, longitude. So these all things are included in the data. So if you have data which talks about geographical locations, then something else is also waiting for you in MS Excel. See, you can convert your data into maps, and then you can present it to your stakeholders or to your clients in a graphical format on Google Maps. So this is a map, and not only this, you can record this tour and then send it to your client as well, to your stakeholders as well. So this is possible in Excel. This is a part of regular Excel. This is not an additional license that you have to take to enable all these things. I'll just show you how to enable this. Don't go away. And one more thing, once you create these maps, you can save it as an MP4 file and you can send it. So this is Power Map. So Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and Power Map. These are the 4 new components that Excel has got, and I will now show you how to get these things for your Excel. See here, watch it carefully. I open Excel. If you have any queries, this is the right time to ask those questions, and I will be clarifying each one of your doubts before we end this particular session. So see, this is pure Excel, and this Excel is actually having, let's say, see these are the basic options that you also have in your Microsoft Excel software. However, I have some additional features, like developer is something that I have included. I have enabled, you can say, because I do a lot of macros and VBA stuff for my corporate batches. And Power Query is something that I wanted to show you, that this is how you can actually incorporate data from any sources. So as I told you, Excel has now the capabilities to include or data from Oracle database, SQL database, MySQL. You name the source and Excel can connect itself to that particular source. Not only databases, it can incorporate or it can connect to Hadoop, it can connect to Facebook, it can connect to SAP databases, it can connect to Salesforce, Dynamics, CRM Online, Microsoft Exchange. So all these data sources, even SharePoint, you can gather data and then do your analysis. Now, if one question is coming into your mind saying that, will it not hamper my Excel performance, because these are big databases that you're talking about, and will it not hamper the performance of Excel? I say no. Why? Because even though you are working in Excel, the moment you open Power Query or Power Pivot, what happens is actually you are taken to a different application level, and that application level, the base or the background of it is Microsoft Azure. So Microsoft Azure is actually running your queries, and it is acting as a temporary database store. So that's why Excel is not coming in between. So the output of that particular Power Query will be posted to Excel. So that is absolutely fine. That is regular data. So these are the benefits. I told you Power Pivot is also there. See, Excel has now got the features to create data models. Excel also has the feature now. So if you have multiple tables, it can detect relationships between that data also. And as I told you, if you go to insert, Power View and Power Map. So Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map. These are the 4 new features of Power BI in Excel. So that is also a separate program that LCIPL takes for training. And then how to enable it? See, if you go to File and Options, there's an option called add-ins. If you have the latest version of Excel, you will see that you have something called COM add-ins here. You click on COM add-ins, and if you say go, you see that everything is listed over here. You just have to click, 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 tick, 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 and say OK. So that is how you can enable these powerful options of Excel. And as I told you, these are all plain and simple Excel. So if you have any queries, please write back to us, get back to us with your suggestions, with your queries. You can write back to us at info@lcipl.com, and hope this session was informative and useful for you, and you would be applying these smart techniques in your day-to-day work environment to save your time, to reduce time, and work and utilize that time for some effective work, to learn something new, and to train yourself on the new features, the new advancement of business intelligence or data analytics that is there for you. So having said that, I would just leave it to you. Whether you have any queries, you can pose it in the chat. So any suggestions, any feedbacks, and we will be actually we are recording this session, and this would be made available to you in a short time from now. So we'll be sending you the link of the for the file that we have uploaded, and you can also practice these new features. And if you have any queries after practicing it, please feel free to get back to us. So with that, we come to an end of this session. Hope you have enjoyed the session, and you have taken some learnings, some takeaways from this particular session. When you end this session, you will be given a survey to fill. I request all of you to please fill up that survey and send it to us, so that we can get some feedback from the participants, what was good, what was not good. So we will try to improve in our forthcoming webinars or forthcoming sessions or training programs that we conduct on various other topics. So Excel, Advanced Excel was just a part of it. We do have several other topics on which we deliver online as well as classroom trainings. So please be in touch with us, and enjoy the day. Have a nice day ahead. Have a nice weekend. Great day ahead. So thank you all for joining.